you guys realize, but it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. So, I'll start to explain what I'm doing up at 4 o'clock in the morning in just a second. Honestly, I feel like I look like Malcolm X. Like, does anyone else feel that? I definitely feel like I look like Malcolm X right now. But hey, that's cool with me. Alright, so what's up, you guys? Once again, Stevachii here. I know I'm in my car pretty much almost all of my the beginning of my videos. It's super early in the morning, but I'm being able to live out one of my long dreams that I've always had as a young kid, and you know, I'll explain that later. But you know, when you're younger, you feel like you can do anything. And it just seems like, you know, people when you're young, especially in the elementary days and stuff, like, what do you want to be? And people say, kids say all types of things. I want to be a superhero. I want to be a football player, soccer player, all these different things. I want to be a lawyer, doctor, firefighter. And people will always be like, yeah, you can do that. Like, go, you know, make that a reality. But then somewhere down the line, people start to tell you no. And they start to tell you that you can't. And I don't know where down the line people feel like that they can say that, because it's all up to you and what you feel like you can accomplish in your life. If it truly is in your heart, you can make that happen. But for me, and you know, I'll talk about it later on, but as well, but you know, this is behind the scenes type thing. So, but for me, I listened to the people that said no, and that said I couldn't do this and couldn't do that. And so that dream that I once had as a young kid was lost. And I think it's amazing when you finally surround yourself with people that truly care for you, but at the same time are behind your decision of what you're going after. It makes life a lot easier, and it makes you being able to go after your dreams and your goals, and you can make them happen. And so I'm just really just thankful to God, honestly, this morning for this opportunity. And you guys are probably like, what the heck are you talking about? So with one of the programs that I'm with, that I've gone through, you know, I went through it, and now I'm in an internship and stuff. But they sat down as a committee and were like, okay, who should we have to be the Master-in-Chief, the MC of our 4th annual breakfast? And they nominated me. And so one of my dreams as a young kid was to inspire and impact the world. I've never actually had the opportunity to be able to actually be on a platform to where I could do it at a bigger stage, and I'm able to do that. I'm going to be up in front of CEOs and vice presidents, and then students as well, and even some of the people at my company and my CEO, and I'm going to be able to speak, and I'm running pretty much the entire thing, which is really cool. I've never done this before. I have no idea how it's going to go, but I just want to share that now with you guys, and we'll see how it goes.
Got it. So like it's recording right now, right?
Yeah, it's probably gonna be starting. But yeah, I mean, if you want, like, randomly you can pan the room and stuff, and then while I'm up there.
You guys can go ahead and start pizza your seats up here.
No, it's okay. It's good. I just want to make sure it's still recording, right?
Okay, yeah.
It says live right here, so.
Okay,
we're still good, right?
Yeah, we're still good. So, but yeah, you can like kind of like show everyone, like just like hand his phone, like just real quick. I'll do it real quick for everyone.
I think this is Stevens or Jack. How are you? Pretty good, thank you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too, Jack.
Glad you're here.
Thank you, thank
Kim,
you.
I'm Jack. My big head's going to be in your way.
Oh, no problem.
I'll try and sit forward.
I'm probably going to stand up and walk around just to get a better angle.
Right.
You know,
This morning, or are you just working?
I'm just working.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Europe Chicago Sport Annual Opportunity Breakfast. My name is Stephen Cannon, and I'm a Europe Chicago Class 12 intern at Jack Morton Worldwide. We thank you guys for coming out to support Europe Chicago this morning. Our goal this morning is to share to you the mission of Europe, and to invite you to become a part of our community. For many of you, this might be the first time that you've heard of Europe. We were founded in Boston 16 years ago, and today we're a national organization operating in 16 cities. Our mission is to close the opportunity divide by providing urban young adults with the skills, experience, and support that will empower them to reach their full potential through professional careers in higher education. When Europe students begin the program, they are earning an average less than $10,000 per year. Within 4 months of graduation, 85% find jobs earning $36,000 per year or in post-secondary education full-time. Now, how does Europe do it? They provide participants with high support, skills, and experience, including 6 months of a full-time training, a 6-month corporate internship, stipends, college credits, mentors, advisors, and a wraparound support to help them meet their high expectations. Every year, the program enrolls 160 students per year in Chicago and more than 3,000 nationwide. Our first speaker this morning is Europe Chicago Class 11 alumna Charlotte Norman. Charlotte interned at SPR Consulting and now works there full-time as a SharePoint developer consultant. Charlotte received Europe's Reddick Award for Excellence at her graduation in August for her ability to persevere through challenges and her ability to balance multiple obligations with the program's high expectations. She embraced the opportunities offered through Europe in her internship, becoming the first Europe Chicago student to receive the Udacity Nano degree and becoming certified in SharePoint. Please join me in welcoming Charlotte to the stage. Thank you, Charlotte. Europe seeks to close the opportunity divide by partnering with companies like JP Morgan and Chase to bridge the gap between the 6 million talented young adults looking for a chance to succeed in today's economy, and the 12 million middle-skill jobs that businesses will need to fill in order to prosper. U.S. companies are on the brink of an unprecedented shortage of educated employees needed to remain competitive in an increasingly global knowledge-based economy. Our next speaker is Jackie Campbell, Executive Market Director at JP Morgan Chase in the Securities Division. Jackie has partnered with Europe to create a much-needed workforce solution for JP Morgan Chase that will speak to us today about the success of that partnership. Please join me in welcoming Jackie Campbell to the stage. Thank you, Jackie. Next, I'd like to introduce Europe Chicago's Executive Director, Jack Crow. Jack began working at Europe last May and since then has overseen the graduation of Europe's largest class to date and the addition of 2 new tracks to Europe's curriculum. Please join me in welcoming Jack Crow to the stage.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Charlotte. These, by the way, are 2 of my runners.
Every day in communities throughout the city of Chicago, there are so many talented young people, so many people who can lead our country into greatness, who we need to go find, harness, build, develop, and employ. We cannot afford to leave anyone on the sidelines. We cannot afford to raise the bar and expectation for those who who have been the most vulnerable to our systems. And so it is an honor and a privilege to be here and marry both my professional and my personal narratives together. Because one last statistic, the ages 18 to 24, which Year Up strives to impact, is also the highest rate of people who come into our criminal justice system, 18 to 24. We have a moral obligation. We have a choice, a very obvious choice of where we invest our resources and our time in development or in warehousing. I think your presence here this morning tells us where your choice lies. I hope that you continue to support Europe. I hope that you continue to have the thousands of people to impact, because our county, our city, and our nation depends on it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Kim. Before I introduce our next and final speaker, I'd like to take a moment to tell you a little bit more about who I am, how I got to Europe, and my experience here so far. From a very young age, I had the mindset that I was going to impact and inspire the world. I didn't know when, and I certainly didn't know how. I just knew that someday, somehow, I would. When I reached middle school, I started to get bullied verbally and physically. Instead of school being a place where I could learn and grow, it became a feared, unpleasant place to be. I no longer was worried about what test was going to be given the next day, what my grade was from last night's homework. No. I was more focused on the route I was going to take after class to get to my next without having to run into certain people. This caused my grades to drop, my reputation among teachers to fall, and an overall loss of motivation to go to school. Fast forward to my sophomore year in high school. The dream I once had to impact and inspire the world was no longer relevant. I mean, how could I inspire others if I couldn't even keep myself motivated to go to school anymore? As I scratched and crawled my way through the rest of high school, I had three things that kept me going. My family, my relationship with God, and that small hope deep down that maybe, just maybe, one day I could still fulfill that once vivid dream. During the summer before my freshman year in college, a friend of my dad's, who was the CEO of an IT company out in Seattle, came out to Indiana and took my dad and some of their friends to a Pacer game. As they were talking, he jokingly said to my dad, "Hey man, you should come work with me, man." He kindly replied, "Hey, you know I can't do that, but my son just came out of high school. He could." He then told my dad about a program called Year Up, and how all the students that came from there to work for him were sharp and hardworking. My dad later told me about the program, and I immediately went and looked it up. As I watched inspiring young adults talk about their stories and how Europe has changed their lives and given them a second chance to be successful, I couldn't help but envision myself being able to do the exact same thing. My parents and I drove down for an info session, to which, after I was told, after filling out an interest form, that they may call me back for a group interview and a one-on-one interview. There was only 2 weeks before college would start, and I was faced with a decision. Do I wait and possibly not get into Europe, or do I start college? I went the safe route and decided to attend a community college out in Bloomington, Indiana. On the second day of class on my way home, I got a call. "Hey, Steven, this is Europe. We'd like for you to come in for a group interview." I literally sat there in disbelief, like, of course this would happen. I simply told them the situation and how I wouldn't be able to attend, though. But 2 years went by, and I continued to hear the success stories from the program. But the biggest thing was I still hadn't figured out how to make my dream a reality as I continued to struggle in school. During the second semester of my sophomore year, I made one of the hardest decisions of my life. I took off a semester of school and worked 2 jobs 5 days a week, from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m., and then 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., just so that I can make enough money to move to Chicago for the hope that I might get into Europe. Now, about 1,000 young adults try to get into each cycle, and only 80 are accepted. After 6 long months in Chicago of interviews and paperwork, I was finally accepted into Europe. You see, Europe takes you out of your comfort zone and pushes you to take a hold of your full potential. From day one, it creates an environment where you're no longer alone in fighting for yourself, but that everyone is now fighting for each other. I became motivated more than ever before. Throughout the first 6 months, I tried to inspire everyone that I met and talked with. I ended up getting the Leadership Award, voted from 40 of my amazing colleagues, and ended up with a 3.8 GPA. Europe has helped me in so many different ways and has given me the confidence even to speak with you this morning. Right now, I'm interning at Jack Morton worldwide through Europe in an amazing marketing company with flat-out amazing people. The opportunities that Europe has given me has brought to life my once a dream to now. With that, I have the honor of introducing our last speaker, Dan Seals, who serves on our board of directors so that more young adults like me can realize their dreams. Dan serves as the Vice President for the Business Development at MPA Healthcare Solutions. He is responsible for leading the firm's efforts around partnerships, marketing, strategy, and sales. Dan will speak more about ways you can support our organization so that we can connect more young adults like myself and Charlotte who need an opportunity to the companies who need our talent. Please welcome Dan Seals. Thank you, Dan. That actually concludes our formal program. Please feel free to stay and mingle. We thank you for attending Europe Chicago's 4th annual Opportunity Breakfast. We hope you enjoy getting to learn more about our program, our upcoming growth, and ways you can support our mission to close the opportunity divide. Thank you and have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, man.
Seriously, it didn't seem like you were nervous. I told you, it's like it didn't. It's like you just get so nervous before you're like, oh my god.
I know.
It's like you lose yourself in the moment, and you did awesome. So good job.
Thanks so much, man. Thanks so much. Well, there he goes.